are back. Welcome back to another episode. My name is Casper. I am the co-host of Two Exiles, One Portal. Mr. Coffee is still on vacation, so just holding on the fort while he's there. I'm doing a little bit of update video on my last bonus episode on the farming strategy, which is comprised of breach. Well, so it's mostly breach underlayered with Beyond and Delirium, and boosted with Delirium. Now, if you don't know, Delirium boosts difficulty and drop rate of everything. The more delirious a map is, the more drop rate it is. Beyond is a feature in which the more creatures, monsters that you kill in a specific radius, more will spawn as a result. So coupled with those two things, Breach basically is a mechanism in which you'll see little hands around the map and you hit them, and basically it's an access portal to another dimension or world or whatever you want to use. A purple world. Basically, Prince runs that. And for those of you who don't know Prince, God save you. So basically, when I initially picked up this farming strategy, the author kind of said it was roughly around 6 divs after some investment. Now, in my last bonus episode, I said the investment that I initially took after redoing my atlas and everything, it was a little bit under about a div. I could have went cheaper, but I said, I had the disposable income. I had about a div. So I was like, you know what? It's fine. You could pretty much start this strategy off the gate. Are you going to be able to push Delirium at the gate? No, you can't. But you could definitely do at the very least Beyond with Breach. And in fact, I might do this. I might start this strategy next league start from the very beginning. Because one thing that I realized that I think I missed out on, and I didn't never had a farming strategy initially when I start doing maps, even when it's like white maps, right? I don't have a farming strategy. I'm just doing maps. I'm alking and going. And that's not necessarily anything wrong with that, but when you are not strategizing your atlas tree to target specific content, you are, and content that's specifically catered to your build, right? Whatever that build is, whether it's melee, it's projectile, it's evasion, it's a crit build, it's a tanky build, block build, whatever it is, it's going to be catered to specific content. If you don't have a bossing character, you can't do bossing maps, so you can't do a bossing strat. And if you're a mapper, you want to make sure that you are able to have large pack sizes. If you're a bosser, you don't need large pack sizes. You just need pop in, run to the boss, kill the boss, do it again, do it again, do it again. And there are legit farming strategies just to do this. Don't kill no mobs, just run straight to the boss room, kill the boss, rinse and repeat. The amount of things that some bosses drop where the bossing strategy is immense. The fragments, right? When you get to tier 16s, the fragments sell for a lot of money, especially very early on, because people are trying to find an edge. So one of the mistakes I made was not finding a strategy way, way, way into my T16s, right? Which I find, and then as of last recording, which was Sunday, is when I finally decided, you know what? Let me at least do something a little better. Let me do something targeted. I was doing bossing before, which I was doing fine. I was making some decent money, but I wasn't bossing fast enough to really be able to, afford the next step in my build. So let me show you, I guess, the browser. So as of the last recording, you can see that I'm not crazy rich, right? I'm modest. It's modest. But I kind of started around 20 divs. Now, for those of you who don't know how to use Wealthy Exile, it's a web page. It's you have to give it access. So read the terms if you're not sure about all that. But since I YOLO'd, I just say okay to everything like a good old 90s baby from the you know internet era, and trusted everyone with my information. And then I said yes to everything, and I gave them permission to see. This tracks a set number of tabs for free. Now, there's a premium tab that basically, if you are a very, very, very dedicated and serious Path player, you you may want to go that route. I don't think it's necessary for the casual player like I am, and I consider myself a casual player. Ironically enough, I have a podcast, but I still consider myself a casual player because I'm not nearly as great as some of the other dedicated players. So I'm sorry, I'm seeing a message on the thing. So yeah, so this tracks a certain amount of the tabs and collectively collects the wealth of all of your items. Right? As you can see there, it shows you how many chaos you have, how many divines, and I have spent about 10 to 15 divines since Sunday when we recorded. When I recorded, and I just want to verify it was Sunday, right? Sunday was the 11th. Yeah, so you see there the 12th midnight. I don't know what time frame this is. Um, but yeah, it must have. So I started Sunday. That's when I purchased. And so you see that dip in that dip two div dip. That's when I started re-rolling everything, and then I started running things. Now since then I have ran 20 maps, just 20. Now you may see some on Reddit, and you may see some on some other platforms of people running 300 shapers, 1,000 this, 1,000 that. I don't know about you guys. I'm a casual player. I'm lucky if I can run 20 maps. I need to see results within 10 to 20, maybe 40 maps in order for me to say, you know what, this is decent. So this has been decent, right? 20 maps. I ran. I got a bunch of breach stones. I got a bunch of just random loots that were decent. I sold a bow, a tier 1 cold damage spine bow. If for those of you who don't know, I don't have it here because I sold it. It was listed as 100 div. And then I got super excited because I thought I made bank. But after those 3 days, I kept lowering the price, kept lowering the price. No one, no one, no one, no one. Finally, when I got to that around 15 divs, 10 divs, I started getting whispers. And finally, I was able to get someone to buy that 10 divs. Right? So again, could have been worth more. If it was early in the league, maybe, yeah. If it was early in the league, it probably would have been worth more. But unfortunately, this late in the league is not going to be worth as much. Most people already got their end game bows. So yeah, going back to the wealthy exile. So this pretty much tracks the wealth that I have. Now, to explain a little bit of what happened today, early on today, I went ahead and actually sold everything I've collected since I started on August 11th. Right, all the breach stones. I didn't sell anything. I just kept going. And the loose change that I was getting, I would just make do with that. I didn't have to upgrade my character at all. And then on earlier today, on the 13th, I went and sold everything. Now you can see that there is about 12 div jump. So if you calculate that within the last 2 to 3 days, that's roughly around 6 divs for 20 maps. All right, for every 10 maps, 6 divs. That's pretty accurate. I mean, that's extremely accurate. And the more I think about it, I was like, damn, I didn't even plan this out at all. I was just like, sold all the breach stones. I sold, the miscellaneous scarabs that I got, and you can see right here that I still have 3.4 divs worth of scarabs. And if you click that, you get the breakdown of how much these are worth. And if I went ahead and sold at least a good chunk of these, I would have an extra 2 divs. I have 15 divs worth of currencies, 1900 chaos. So I still have a good chunk of the wealth that I already have garnered. And you may ask yourself, well, what did you do with did you do anything with the with the cash you got? I'm like, yeah, I did. Um, going based on the philosophy of what we have shared before and with coffee here, if you have cash in your stash that you're not actively using to improve your character, you're not really going to progress. If you just have 3 divs in your bank and you haven't done anything with it, and you're in a situation where you're kind of hitting a brick wall, you want to upgrade your items. So what did I do? And go back. Let's go back to the game. All right. So I didn't make any dramatic changes to my character, right? But I did improve the quality of the items that I did have. So I'm now currently setting a 64-74 with roughly similar resistances and defenses, right? Not much change there. Now, what did change is that I got about 6 divs worth of jewels. Now, the jewels that I had were kind of jacked up. I'll show you guys. Boop, boop. Right, these are the divs, jewels that I had. Attack speed, evasion, projectile damage, resist. Attack speed, area damage, resist, damage. Attack speed, you get the gist, right? Attack speed, light, garbage, right? These are garbage, especially at the level that I'm on, right? These late, basically trying to push tier 17 maps. And then I replaced them with these. Life, resist, strength, right? These are three core I'm blanking out, sorry. Stats that I need on my character. I don't even have good jewels. As you can tell, these jewels are jacked, right? I need better jewels, but they're a little more expensive, and I want to prioritize other items first to get my character a little more rounded. For now, these function well. I have enough level to cover it, but really I should have these 2 jewel slots and these 2 nodes in order to fit more of these in. So again, all resist, damage is bonus, strength, and more life. And again, these life rolls are pretty poop. They're not that great. All right, I had to settle these. Each one of these were roughly about 1 to 1.5 divs. Got one more, and I got another one. Another thing that I purchased was a new Watcher's Eye. Now, the Watcher's Eye that I first had was something that I got from when I killed Elder. It was just a quick drop. It was a boost of life. Pretty dog poop. I sold it already, actually, for 50C. What I really needed was this one. Now, not this one specifically. I had to settle on this one. This was for around 6 divs. And the key stat here is the vitality, right? Life per enemy hit affected by vitality. Since I've slotted in Circle of Life, which does 10, and this gives me a lot of sustain, 10 life per enemy hit, right? Now with this new Watcher's Eye, my sustain has tripled, right? To be in very thick groups. And I haven't ran a map, and I'm going to do that before the recording is done to show you some of the differences. I haven't even tested out this new setup since I've got it. And that's pretty much it. That's all of the basics that I have changed so far since we've last talked on Sunday. Again, nothing dramatic, but I did spend around 10 divs on everything. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot one thing. Another thing that I purchased was a perfect. I was confused how to say this. Cyclopean coil, right? I brought a perfect one, and then I qualityed up to 20. As you can see, 40, 80, 15, quality up to 20. It's 48, 15, 96. Right. This gives me a lot of that more health that I need. I also bought a perfect Astromentus. Again, not crazy upgrades, but costly. Alright, this gives me a lot more attributes, a lot more strength. Strength gives me a lot of damage, and more life. Alright, and I'm a strength stacker, so I really need as much as I can possibly get. Um, those are two big items that I bought. I think. Oh, and I also bought a perfect crown of ice. Now you may say, oh, why did you buy a crown of ice? Because of the leech. Now it's not perfect. It could be better, right? 48%, 50%, but there was no 50%, 150% on the market. As you can see, the accuracy was 132. This was literally the best one on the market with the maximum attack damage leech's life. Again, more sustain, more defenses. I had to spend it. This cost me about 2 to 3 days. Wasn't crazy. Just it was necessary for the slot. I think. Oh, that might be actually worth something. Hold on. No results. Oh, all right, let me put it in for something. When you see it fractured, it's a tier 2, which is like, that means people can craft on this. So they might be willing to pay a decent amount for it. I know that, you know, they basically, MF is in a bad state right now. But either way, there's no reason why we shouldn't try, right? I'm sorry, I'm just gonna put this stuff away. All right, so here pretty much we are. As you can see, I have all my scarabs loaded. I bought 20 of each of these. They've been there around 10 maps, around another 10 maps on Sunday. I have 10 loaded up right now. My 10 maps are pretty much already ready. See here. Just show you 191. And the main two things I'm focused on is quantity and pack size. Quantity and pack size. So 91, 27, 104, 32, 101, 31, 91. Like, these are not all 100, right? These are not all 8 mods, right? But they are getting the work done. I'm not spending 12 chaos per maps. I'm making these by scratch. So I'm purchasing them and I'm rolling chaos on them. A few of them I'll use more than 10 chaos. A few of them I just roll 2 chaoses and they come out like this. So if you don't mind the extra legwork, I recommend you rolling your own maps. Buy them in bulk. Spend an hour, roll like 30 of them, and then just have them sitting there for the next couple of days as you want to roll maps. Okay, so most of them are about 95 and up with pack size roughly around the 30%. Okay, and of course these are all qualityed up with a regular chisel. I haven't even begun using the expensive chisels. I sold some of them because I wasn't going to really use them. And I said, you know what? Let me actually use the money to improve my character. And then later on, if I need them, I'll purchase them. Right? Sometimes you got to get away from that mentality of hoarding materials and things because you might use it. Meanwhile, you're hitting brick walls and you don't have cash to upgrade your character. All right. So let me actually switch controller real quick. Switch to controller, I should say. And then we're gonna go run that map. If you want to see how I performed in the last maps, I was dying roughly around 2 to 3 times per map. Sometimes I could hit a good stride and not have to worry about it, but some of those deliveries effects along with the side effect, the modifiers for the maps were really difficult, right? So, and especially in a situation where you don't have or a bot, and you're by yourself, you gotta really watch those modifiers. So, as you can see, I'm not, and for my last map, I'm not really looting. I'm trying to run through the map as fast as I can so I can generate as much loot as possible using the delivery room. Now, is this the most effective way to do it? Probably not. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's probably not. I'm probably losing maybe a div or two in the process of this. Cold, see, I can't do that negative cold resist. I have poop dog resist. So yeah, so right now when you do this, you want to just look for the breach lord. He's down there. Fuck. Look for the breach lord, kill the breach lord, and then start to sweep around different areas of the breach. That is the best way. You don't want to stick in one area too long. It's not worth it. You're not gonna get more splinters that way in any form of way. You see, there's another one right here. So I'm gonna hit it real quick. While that develops, I'm gonna come down here and see what this was. I'm gonna do that. So I just got more quantity. I'm gonna come over here. And you need to be fairly tanky. Alright, to do this kind of things, you need to be fairly tanky. If you have a squishy character, this may not be the strat for you. Because as you can see, I run into the pack, I delete the pack, and I zip away. If I feel like I'm getting too much damage, I just, bounce back, bounce away. And that usually covers most of my issues. But even then, like some of these range lightning things that you see, if there's too many of them, I get zapped. So as you see my health like right now, just pianoing. It takes a little bit of experience to like not freak out and kind of just zip in and out. You know what? I just messed up, guys. I just realized, I'm like, why is there no breaches? I forgot to choose the map device breach option. Alright, so now, see, and that's another thing too about the strat, that I screwed up. I think I burned a few maps, either because I couldn't complete it because it was too difficult, or I forgot to choose an option, or like it's just random silly little things that I guess I'll do this. See, once the delirium is over, you can then chill, right? You can just take your time, don't rush. It's better for you to be able to complete the map than to rip the map and lose your items. Now, if you're looting, the one thing I do loot immediately is the fortunate card. That's another thing, part of this map that allowed me to get decent cash. Every other map I would get at least 1 or 2 of those cards, and they're worth a pretty decent amount. I'm gonna take that. Alright, let's hit this one right here. The one thing I'm disappointed mostly about this strat is that I don't feel like it generated enough gold. And based on what I've heard and other people, like once you start running content like this, like the gold generation should be pretty high, but I'm barely breaking 100k every 100 maps. I was gonna say 100 maps. Every 10 maps, barely breaking 100k. I'm like, I sit around 80,000, and maybe I'm complaining. Maybe it's just like, oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. I only get 20,000. But I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit of FOMO. So for league content like this, I don't do this when delirium is up. Not because I can't complete it, because it takes time. It takes time. And I want to make sure I hit all the breaches. But unfortunately, there would be a lot more breaches if I actually hit the. So I might have lost maybe a div. Like by not hitting that map device option, I've lost maybe a div. Because that it gives me an extra like 4 breaches to run. So, so automatically, I guess you have to take my word for it, right? But my build immediately by the upgrades that I made, I gave myself about 1200 more HP. Now, that may not seem a lot, but when it comes to this kind of content, it's immense. Especially for someone with as much defenses that I do. And mitigation, and it's a lot. Like, cause that's the difference between me being able to take a hit and heal back and just die. Like, that's literally the difference. Hell, like 100 HP can be the difference of that. And if I have 1,000 more HP, right? So that gives me instant access to a lot more higher content by doing that. And it only costs me 10 divs. Now you may sit there and say, well, oh, you sound like an elite player where you can just generate 10 chaos. I have shown you guys exactly the steps I have taken to do that. Not doing anything super expensive. I think by week 1, week 2, if you play a few hours a day, you will eventually generate at least one div. And you don't even need that much to use the strat. You don't need that much. You just need the, if anything, the bare minimum of what you need is the Atlas tree. You can start this with just the Atlas tree. And no scarabs, just do the Atlas tree and just regular white maps. When you start mapping, use that. Like I said it before, I'm gonna start this next league just like this. Look, I enjoy these two content. Breach, not so much. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't like Breach that much, but I've learned to like it this league due to the density of the packs. Right, I'm like, oh, this is not bad. One of the reasons why I like Beyond is because of that. It makes maps very, very chunky, and I like that. It's very enjoyable. Um, and I never thought the hassle of Breach was really worth it. But this strategy has changed my mind. As you can see, not too much stuff. Not too much. You don't see a lot of stacks of 10. Like right there, you got 11. That's pretty decent. So overall, not a good haul for this one. But you gotta play the odds when it comes to this kind of situation. Again, am I playing the most effective by looting after I kill everything? Probably not. But sue me. Look, I play my way. You play your way. Okay. Um. So these was pretty decent right here. Let me pick up this. Pretty good. And all these things start to add up. I'll wrap up with, because I'm not going to do a whole full explainer this time. Try to keep these short as possible. I think that's about it. So overall for today, for this map specifically, even if I screwed up, I got roughly, this annul's worth decent. I didn't even realize I picked up an annul. Oh wow, only 2? Oh, never mind. Jesus Christ. This league. Maybe it's because I haven't played too far into this league. Or maybe this league is weird. This jewel's worth decent. Hold on, I know it's worth decent. That's impossible. There's no way this jewel's worth that much. There's no way. Maybe I'm a crackpot. I don't know what I'm talking about. You could just ignore everything I just said. But yeah, see, so 30 out of 100. So this one map, I almost got a breach on this edge. Right? Just one map. Now, if I would have gotten the full map device, and for those who don't know what I'm talking about, right? Because one of our listeners did point out to me, like, try to cater more to the new players, explain things a little more thoroughly. So when we talk about the map device, we're talking about this, right? We're talking about these options right here. Now, to new players, some of these options look expensive as hell. It did for a very long time for me. They are. They're very expensive if you are pressing them at random. But if you are running a ritual, farming strategy, it is good to run a ritual map device, right? It's just good. Same for Harbinger, Beyond, Heist. If you are running a strategy that's dedicated to one of these, you should use one of these. It's just a no-brainer, right? The money you spend, the cost. Let's say it's as you can see, I haven't tried some of these. But I have done ambush, right? Ambush. When you're running an ambush, which is the strong boxes, by the way, when you're running a strong box, the things that you'll get from the strong boxes will provide you the cash of the 4 chaos. And it may not give you 4 chaos back, but the things that will drop on average will be equivalent to the 4 chaos. Now it's up to you not to hoard these things and to sell them. And I'll tell you right now, I don't care what people have said, all the complaints that they've had. This currency exchange is the bomb.com. It makes you sell your shit so fast, and on average you get better rates than PoE trade. All right, on average, it makes it so buttery smooth that it's no reason for you to be sitting like Wealthy Exile say with 80 divs worth of scarabs. You know, identify the ones that you don't need or not using because it's not part of your strategy, farm strategy, and sell the rest. And that continues to fuel your character, which then you can then rinse and repeat, improve it, and then push the next level, push the next level. Okay? That's currently where I'm at. I'm gonna probably run the rest of these maps after we finish right now. I'm gonna price some of these things because I am super shocked that this jewel is not worth that much. I'm kind of actually sad. But yeah, so thank you for watching. If you like some of these explanation videos, if you like our content, you want to content and you want to support us, like always, smash that button, help us out, show us you're listening, show us that you like us. If you don't like us, that's fine. Press a button anyways, whatever. Someone either way, it helps us to understand, and know what our listeners are thinking and are thinking about us, and it helps us fuel our way. Look, we do this regardless whether or not you guys are there or not. We love Path. We always have. We've always have played for the last couple of years, and we felt that we just wanted to add our personal opinions to the mix, because we do have very strong opinions on everything else. So yeah, so thank you for hanging out with us. Again, this was a short explanation video and update to the farming strategy. Coffee is due to return next week. As of this recording, it's the 13th. So we are roughly at the halfway of his vacation. He should be here next week. We'll do an update video once he gets back on, just find out where he was at, see what he wants to share, and then we'll probably do some party play updates, since we haven't done that this league. We've started that process. His character's already made. It's good to go. Now with my upgrades, we're probably going to be pushing. I'm trying to get myself in a situation where I can push T17 maps as soon as he gets back. I'm pretty much there. I'm pretty much set. I just need to get enough currency to be able to buy T17 maps and then start rolling them and then going there. All right. So we'll update you with videos on that process. Again, slow, right? I'm still in it. I hope you guys are still playing. It's a great league. Everything about this is awesome. I'm not messing too much with the King's March no more. I just find the gold grind to be a bit, what's the word? Unrewarding at this point. It was good up to this point, right? Every few divs and items that they were giving us, it was pretty decent. But now it's kind of like, I'll dump some gold into it so they can do their thing, and maybe I'll send out a boat every now and then. I'll re-roll, try to hire someone new. But I guess because I haven't found a strategy that really rewards me with gold as of yet, it's a little bit of a pain. So I'm more like, oh no, I just want to focus for the next 3 or 4 hours. I want to focus on just pushing these 10 maps. So it's not that it's bad content. It's not. It's not. It's pretty rewarding. I've gotten like 5 divs so far from that content. It's just a little bit of a chore, if that's the correct word. So anyway, let's keep this short. Thank you so much for listening. Once again, smash that button to support, and see you guys next time.